a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Johnny English Strikes Again. Johnny English Strikes Again is a 2018 action comedy film directed by David Kerr. It is a sequel to the 2011 film Johnny English Reborn and the third installment in the Johnny English series. The film is written by William Davies and produced by Rowan Atkinson, who reprises his role as the title character. The film was released in cinemas in the United Kingdom on the 5th of October 2018 and will be released on the 26th of October in the United States by Universal Pictures. Plot: one night, MI7 receives a cyber attack from an unknown entity which exposes the identities of all their current agents. They are subsequently forced to reinstate their older and inactive agents, including English, currently a geography teacher secretly training his students in espionage. However, he accidentally incapacitates the other summoned retired agents. Thus, he is tasked to complete the mission by himself. But he asks to be accompanied by his old sidekick, Bao. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is considering a meeting with a Silicon Valley billionaire, Jason Volta, to form an agreement that she can bring to a meeting between G12 nations. English and Bao travel to the south of France and begin their investigations. Both of them receive a clue that the cyber attack came from a yacht, the .com. Upon infiltrating the yacht, English marks it as a potential target with a concealed transmitter. However, as they are escaping, they meet a Russian woman, Ophelia, who tries to stop them. The next day, English and Bao decide to pursue Ophelia as she leaves the .com. As they run out of gas, she approaches them instead and requests to meet them later on, in London. The Prime Minister meets with Volta where the latter hacks the city's traffic management system and resolves one of the cyber attacks by moving its operation to his own server. While English is meeting with Ophelia, Bao discovers that she could be a spy. English is unconvinced and returns to his room for the night. Ophelia is revealed to be a Russian spy and is quickly ordered by her superior to eliminate English. Fortunately, she fails to execute English after he accidentally consumes a pill that causes him to be hyperactive. The next morning, as the side effects of the pill still linger, Bao informs English that the yacht belongs to Volta. English and Bao then rush back to MI7 and report it to Pegasus. However, Pegasus is unconvinced and asks for a concrete evidence. Thus, English and Bao decide to infiltrate Volta's British mansion residence. Meanwhile, after further series of cyber attacks, the Prime Minister and Volta solidify an agreement to be revealed during the G12 meeting. In preparation for the infiltration, English is asked to complete a virtual reality simulation in which he explores the billionaire's mansion. He unknowingly assaults a few civilians in the process after failing to set his simulation to remain isolated within the room. Afterwards, English proceeds on the infiltration mission, where he meets Ophelia within the mansion. After recording evidence about Volta's true objectives with Ophelia's phone, English is captured when she betrays him. English manages to escape with a driving school car, but accidentally takes the wrong phone and fails to convince Pegasus and the Prime Minister regarding Volta's schemes. The Prime Minister fires English and decides to proceed with the G12 meeting in Scotland. Bao convinces English to move forward and stop Volta without MI7 support. They enlist the assistance of Bao's wife Lydia, the captain of a Navy submarine. In Scotland, Volta reveals to Ophelia that he has known her true identity since the beginning. Fortunately, English manages to intervene before Volta is able to kill her, but he also fails to capture Volta as Ophelia escapes. Volta then joins the Prime Minister and the other G12 nations' leaders for the meeting. English tries to stop Volta again, but fails. The tech billionaire then reveals his true plan of extorting the G12 nations' leaders for control over their country's data. After failing the second time, English decides to call Pegasus for help as he forgets about the warning that Bao's wife gave him about using a phone near the submarine. English's call inadvertently causes the submarine to launch a missile that destroys the .com, which was previously marked by English and effectively ruining Volta's scheme. Volta tries to escape, but English finally manages to incapacitate him. Afterwards, upon completing the mission, English returns to his teaching job. There, he introduces his students with the gadgets that he used during the mission. But the headmaster accidentally uses one of them. Production. In May 2017, it was announced that Rowan Atkinson would be returning to play Johnny English in the sequel to the film Johnny English Reborn. On the 3rd of August 2017, Working Title Films announced that they had begun production and filming with the director David Kerr. Parts were also filmed in Welham Green, Hertfordshire, and in Gloucestershire. Filming continued in France from 26 September, at the Saint-Air Gulf Beach in Var. The cinematographer is Florian Hofmeister, and the production designer is Simon Bowles. On the 4th of April 2018, the title was revealed to be Johnny English Strikes Again, with a teaser trailer released the day after release. Johnny English Strikes Again was scheduled to be released in both the United Kingdom and United States on the 12th of October 2018 by Universal Pictures. The date for the United States was later moved up to the 20th of September 2018, before being pushed back to the 26th of October 2018. It was released on the 5th of October 2018 by Cinemax Angola. Reception. On review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds an approval rating of 38% based on 37 reviews, with an average rating of 4.3. The website's critical consensus reads, Johnny English Strikes Again might get a few giggles out of viewers pining for buffoonish pratfalls, but for the most part, this sequel simply strikes out. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 35 out of 100, based on 4 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?